files reveal that the history of underground bases dates back to the Nazis and World War II.
They actually pioneered the whole idea of deep underground bases.
It is known that the Germans had a number of underground bunkers, and it is believed that they had an underground research station in the Antarctic.
1946. The U.S. Navy prepares an expedition to the frigid ice of Antarctica. There are reports that their secret objective is to investigate the remnants of a Nazi base. The expedition is named Operation High Jump.
Operation High Jump is a U.S. Navy program that took place after World War II, involving a number of aircraft carriers, naval vessels, and small twin-engine airplanes that were brought on the naval vessels. 6,000 men were brought to Antarctica. As the story goes, they were there to ferret out the last factions of the Nazi regime.
Operation High Jump is also documented by the KGB.
With the fall of the Soviet Union, the KGB released previously classified UFO files.
When these Russian UFO files were declassified in 1991, new information was revealed about a U.S. expedition to Antarctica.
Operation High Jump was organized and led by Admiral Richard E. Byrd, an American naval officer famous for his polar explorations.
Admiral Richard E. Byrd was a pilot and polar explorer. He served with the Navy for over 20 years in both World War I and World War II, and was even a Medal of Honor recipient.
Byrd is leading the largest expedition the U.S. has ever assembled to Antarctica. But as the fleet of Operation High Jump approaches the German base, they encounter more than just Nazis.
In the declassified file by Soviet spies who were entrenched in Operation High Jump, they reported that a UFO came out of the water at a 45-degree angle and flew at such tremendous speed that it was momentarily outside of the 250-mile radius that the radar had. When it returned, a battle ensued. In the battle, there were casualties, and when we retreated, the craft also retreated.
6 weeks into the mission, they canceled it, they packed up and went back to America.
If we hadn't retreated, the feeling on the ship was that that UFO would have sank our fleet.
The files contain additional information about Admiral Byrd and Operation High Jump, including reports that the Admiral spoke to a South American journalist reflecting on what he encountered that day.
A newspaper reporter personally interviewed Admiral Byrd, and he stated that we would have to face an enemy that could travel from pole to pole at incredible speed.
Gentlemen, it is a bitter reality that in the case of a new war, the continental United States could be attacked by flying objects which can fly from pole to pole at incredible speeds.
What did Admiral Byrd see when he was there that he could make the claim that there was a saucer-shaped vehicle that could travel from pole to pole at incredible speed? His diary is locked up at the Pentagon. It's not allowed for anyone to see.
When you look back at this event, it appears that when our fleet got too close to that Nazi base, it was attacked by a UFO. We can only assume that, for whatever reason, this UFO was defending that Nazi base.